House Money Podcast on our NFL Week 14 show. I'm Easy and I'm the host. Joining me today, TBone.
TBone!
And Chalkboard.
Chalkboard.
Welcome back, TBone. Obviously, missed you last week, brother. What happened?
Pepperonis. Curvature of the penis.
I knew it was going to come back.
Not pepperoni, Peronis.
That's why you missed the Week 13 show?
Yeah, sounds good.
I believe it.
Curvature of the penis.
Well, hey, you didn't miss too much. Chalkboard and I had a little one-on-one action against each other. I believe Chalkboard, you went 2-1. I went 1-2. Congratulations, sir. You won Week 13.
I feel like the way the season's going, I'll take anything at this point. I'll take a default win. I'll take a tie. It's been a weird season. We were talking about that right before we came on air. Even when your penis was straight, it was just a weird season. But
Yes, yeah.
I told you about doing that stuff around corners. But I digress.
I think I snotted myself. All right.
Well, T-Bone, we're happy to have you back, honestly. It's not the same show without you. I read some reviews over the weekend, and the fans missed you, so we missed you. Glad to see you this morning, brother.
Thank you. I'm sorry I've got snot everywhere. I'm just trying to wipe it off.
I can see where the people would be up in arms.
No doubt.
Nobody wants a boneless piece of meat, so good to have you back.
Well, obviously, we're recording Saturday morning again, so we didn't...
I love the Rams.
Oh, golden opportunity. Yeah.
miss that.
Oh, well.
But I'm glad we're getting out this week's show. It's important for us to make sure we do clock in every week with our picks, even if it's a little late. Hey, it's a COVID year. It's 2020. We're doing the best we can. With that, let's move on to Week 14. All right, fellas. We got 2 games to cover this week since, obviously, we missed the opportunity on the Rams. Sunday night, Pittsburgh Steelers, 11-1 straight. Oh, Pittsburgh Steelers at Buffalo. Buffalo -2. Totals 46.5. Pittsburgh 11-1 straight up, 8-4 against the spread. Losers of their first game of the year, 23-17 to the Washington football team. Pittsburgh was off a short week, missing multiple players. I really think it's just a blip in the road for them. This was my only winner last week. I felt like that was a good spot for Washington there. One disturbing part, though, is they only ran the ball for 21 yards.
Yeah.
They really missed Connor.
I think Ben threw 50-something times. It's like 55 pass attempts. It was something outrageous. There was no...
Yeah, there was no balance.
No balance.
Honestly, they really just ran out of gas in the second half. But speaking of running, though, Pittsburgh ranks 29th in the league in rushing yards. I think at some point in time that's got to come back to hurt them.
Yeah.
I think Connor is coming back, though, right? He's off the COVID. He should be back this week.
Yeah. Let's say why we love Buffalo.
Well, hold on. Okay, so Buffalo 9-3 straight up.
Love Buffalo.
7-5 against the spread.
Hold back.
They looked great against San Francisco, winning 34-24.
They are looking legit.
They played well lately, 4-0 against the spread in the last 4 weeks. Josh Allen, though, still inconsistent, but heck, he was 32 of 40 last week, 375 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's about as good as you can do as a quarterback in the NFL. Who's taking the Sunday night game?
Oh, that's me.
T-Bone, tell me, who do you like, Pittsburgh versus Buffalo?
I think Pittsburgh. I think the wheels are kind of coming off. I know they're 11-1 or 12-1. Was 11-1? Is that right?
Pittsburgh, yes, 11-1.
But I think they've looked like a tired team lately. They've barely been scraping by some of these teams they've been playing. Buffalo's been out there destroying people. Buffalo they're peaking right now. They're at home. They got Josh Allen. He can beat them alone with his legs. You got the young, hot, upcoming quarterback on a team that looks as good as any team in the AFC, including Kansas City. And I think they're right up there with Kansas City. I know Pitt's got the one loss, but their schedule has not been that great. They haven't looked that great. They barely squeak by teams. Playing at Buffalo, I don't know why it's only 2. And maybe it's just the record. Maybe it's the respect they get. I don't know. But, I love Buffalo on the spot. I like them too much. Maybe something's wrong. I mean, I don't.
I saw something, too, talking about, Buffalo doesn't get many opportunities to play a primetime game and kind of be geared up for something like this.
They could seal the playoffs right here. They win this game, boom, they're in.
Oh, they're going to win the division for the first time in God knows how long.
Yeah.
I think it was like the mid-'90s or whatever. I don't know. I'm
And
not,
they got
I'm
to
not-
win because Miami's only a game behind them.
I'm not quite as. I don't think I have as full of a shovel of dirt to throw on Pittsburgh as maybe you seem like you do.
Well, I'm not saying they're horrible by any means. I just think Buffalo's a better team. I think Pittsburgh's had these weird scheduling quirks to where they're up and
Pittsburgh
down.
has got kind of screwed by the league, by the Shield.
Yeah, and you know.
Well, also, you talk about the Buffalo in this spot. The last time they played a Sunday night game was at Arizona. They lost 32-30.
And they should have won that.
That was the Hail Murray, right?
Hell, yeah. And they should have won that game. So
Well, I think it was something to where like Buffalo playing a primetime game in Buffalo. It's like they only get so many opportunities of that. It's
My only thing is Buffalo 4-0 against the spread the last 4 games, and Pittsburgh comes off a straight-up loss to Washington, and they get their their starting running back healthy, and you're getting 2 points. That is just my only catch. Chalkboard.
I really don't have a feel for it one way or the other. I kind of thought I liked Pittsburgh a little bit with the points, but it's like, he makes,
I mean, Buffalo to me has just looked like a.
I've watched a
look
lot
like
of
they're on
Buffalo
another
this
level
year,
right now.
in some of our one leagues I have Allen, so like you say, he's been playing out of his mind.
I think they got a shutdown cornerback. I can't remember his first name. It's White is his last name, but he's one of the best cornerbacks.
For
in the
Buffalo?
league. Yeah, for Buffalo. They'll throw him. I would think they'd put him on Schuster Smith, unless he's playing the slot. I don't know how they.
It's actually, I think anymore that Claypool guy's been going kind of
that's right.
crazy.
Yeah, they got Claypool
Schuster's
too.
been a little down.
Yeah, they got Claypool too. So yeah, they'll put him on whoever the hot receiver is for Pittsburgh. So I got to think that's going to help some. They got their defense when it tees off on people can be pretty stout.
Let's maybe start it with the burn. You know what I like in this game for some reason is the over.
Really?
It went down. I just feel like that they could both.
46.5.
I mean, it's only going to take them, 3 touchdowns apiece, field goal here, something. I don't know.
I feel like we're kind of all over the place on this. Let's move on to the next game, and if we're searching for something later, maybe we can come back to this. How's that sound?
Sounds like a plan.
I think it'll be a great game.
Oh, I for sure agree. Monday night, Baltimore Ravens at Cleveland Browns. The Browns are plus 2.5. The total's 45.5. Baltimore 7-5 straight up, 6-6 against the spread. Crushed Dallas 34-17. You know what you're getting with Baltimore, ranking first in running and last in passing. Baltimore rushing game is tough to stop. Dobbins, Edwards, and Lamar all really tough to stop when they get it going. Speaking of rushing, facing Cleveland this weekend, Baltimore's 13th against the run in the NFL. Cleveland 9-3 straight up, 5-7 against the spread. Rolled Tennessee 41-35 in a game that wasn't that close. They were up 38-7 at half. Mayfield had a huge day for Cleveland, 25-33, 334 yards, 4 touchdowns. And when he's playing well, Cleveland's going to be tough to stop. Chubb and Hunt, easily the best backfield in the NFL. Yeah, you might as well let him in. He's mad as hell. Just let him in.
Suck it.
4 wins in a row for Cleveland.
I think the house mascot.
Yeah.
Look at me. Oh, you pissed off at me?
4 wins in a row for Cleveland over Houston, Philadelphia, Jacksonville, and Tennessee. In a great NFC North matchup, chalkboard. Who do you like? Baltimore at Cleveland. Cleveland plus 2.5.
Following all the points you just made, the only thing that would scare me about this deal is, because like you said, Baker looked so good. It's like, I don't want him to get some sort of false sense of security. Cleveland needs to stick to their identity and do the right thing, and Cleveland can win this game straight up.
Yeah, how's Cleveland getting points?
They're getting points at home.
How are they getting points at home?
Just on the eye test, I would be surprised if either one of y'all liked Baltimore.
This thing is begging you to take Cleveland. It's like Cleveland's at home. They're in a big spot they don't normally get. They're rolling towards the playoffs.
Baltimore just hasn't seemed right all year.
Baltimore's missing half their offensive line.
And
They're all
everybody
pro
who's there
tackles.
is either just coming out of COVID, got COVID.
I mean, Baltimore looked good because they played Dallas. I mean, Dallas sucks.
Terrible against the run, which is the
terrible.
one thing
I
that
was gonna say,
Baltimore
it plays
does
right to
well.
the wheelhouse.
It's the one thing that Baltimore does well.
Yeah, I'm shocked of the spread. Something is, I'm not.
This is probably why I even talked you on the first one, because like I know we're going to go on this one.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure why we're hesitating. I mean, everybody ready to fire?
Because you get 2.5 with Cleveland, so that's actually brownie points.
God, I now have to throw this to him after that. Chalkboard, official House Money podcast, play number 1.
The Browns.
That don't even sound right, does it? Browns.
Cleveland
It hurt my throat.
It's like
plus
vanilla.
2.5. Monday Night Football.
Stay in your lane, Baker.
Good job. All right, fellas. Well, that's the only 2 games I got to cover over here this week. We're at the Who Do You Like portion of the show. We got nothing on the burner, 1 pick in so far. Who wants to go first?
You go ahead.
I'm not. I don't know that I'm going to go in this game.
I mean, the last 2 games are 2 games I really liked.
I'm just going to get this out there because it's going to be a game just to get it out of our way. The Raiders and Indy.
Yeah.
All right. We have, where's it at here? Indianapolis Colts at the Las Vegas Raiders. Las Vegas plus 3. This opened at 2.5 and has gone up to 3. Chalkboard, who you like?
All right. I'm just going to get this out of the way. I love the Raiders. Silver Black got the hat on, got the swag. I feel like the Colts are going to come in and just, I don't want to say like lay waste. I just feel like that everything the Colts do well is kind of pretty much the Raiders' strengths. They're going to take away Waller. They only allow something like 8.5 yards to tight ends on the catch. I mean, if they take him away, and Josh, even if he plays, is going to be banged up. They're good against the run. I just hate this spot for them because if they won this game, they'd be in a great spot sitting at 8-5 or whatever. But here's what I'm going to do personally. I'm going to put money on the Colts and cheer for the Raiders because I'm going to hedge my bets and I'm just going to sit at home and be like, if we win the game, I'll be happy.
Hell yeah. I'm a firm believer in that.
That's where I'm at with it. That's why I wanted to get it out of the way.
T-Bone, who do you like?
I don't have a feel for it. Yeah, I mean, you would think Vegas, they're kind of trending down. Like you said, Jacobs is beat up.
It took that miraculous play to beat the Jets.
Yeah.
I mean, Ruggs on a 45-yard bomb.
Yeah, he would know better than I. He sees them more. He watches them. To me, the Colts are another team though that's always up and down. I can't get a handle on them. You know, it's.
This is so weird.
They got destroyed. Was it 2 weeks ago by Tennessee? Destroyed. I mean, and then Cleveland destroyed Tennessee.
Another thing that makes this 2020 is this game has playoff implications for the Raiders.
Oh yeah.
So who's not playing for the Raiders?
I don't think they've got a firm thing on whether Jacobs is playing or not. And the guy who backed him up, that Booker, was kind of like, I feel like a lot of the onus is going to fall onto Carr. But like I say, when they take away Waller, he's going to be taking shots with Aguilar. I mean, you got Brian Edwards or whatever. You got Ruggs, who still only gets maybe 3 catches a game. He's there to take the top and like stretch out the defense. But I just feel like that the Colts have a good secondary. I feel like they can just control what the Raiders want to do. I can see this playing out in my head and how it's going to go because they're going to actually invite the Raiders to do that because it plays right to the Colts' strengths. I hate this. I mean, I would love to come back and just have a big plate of crow and eat it all, but it's like Silver and Black Raiders. I
don't know. I kind of like the Raiders here, honestly. I think this is a get-right spot for them. They haven't played well, exactly what you said. I'm not sure what's Indy going to do here, flying across the country. This game, what does this mean to Indianapolis?
Well, Indy's already in the playoffs.
They
are right now.
They're knuckle. Them and Tennessee are they not tied for the division lead?
Yeah, so it's one of those
huge game
deals.
for both. Obviously, the Raiders are pretty much out of the playoffs. They lose this game, in my opinion. They've got to win this game. They're 7-5.
Right, and with the remaining schedules, looking ahead with the last 3 and 4 games these teams got, it's like
this is one of their tougher games. Of course, they got their toughest games at home. I think they got Miami at home. They got this game at home. I don't know what they're doing on the road, but
I just had a couple of folks reach out to me. They're like, "I want you to lead off the show with the Raiders and just whatever." I was like, "Y'all may not like what I got to say, though."
God, I got another gym here in a minute.
Actually, I apologize to my one guy I talked to because I meant to wear my eye patch in this week, but next week, buddy.
Well, do you want to? Again, I feel like are we putting it on the burner? Or are we all over the place? Are you with him on the Colts?
I mean, it's his team, so he would have
Let's put it on the burner right now.
All right.
Because like I said, I'd feel better if I didn't have to go that way. I just wanted to get it off the sheet.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna put Indy -3.
I got a gym.
Even though I don't know we're going that way. All right, T-Bone.
Houston at Chicago.
Wow, really? Houston at Chicago. Chicago +2. Game opened at 1.5. Totals 45. T-Bone, who do you like?
Oh, I like Houston. Chicago has lost, 5, 6 in a row. They're in a tailspin.
They started off 5-0, right?
Yeah,
And then
5-0. They've
one
lost at
in
least
something.
6. Yeah, they've lost at least 6 in a row, I'm pretty sure.
Trubisky's back.
Yeah.
The truth, baby.
Yeah. So this is the deal where Watson was drafted after Trubisky. And,
Oh, that's right. That draft class.
Oh, poor dude.
yeah, I mean, Houston has shown life here lately. I said Houston. The Texans, Houston Texans. Okay.
Oakland Raiders, Houston Texans,
I'm still half asleep.
Oilers.
Yeah, the Oilers. They should still be the Oilers, but whatever. Houston's been, they've been on a little bit of a tear lately. They looked a lot better. They fired their coach. They just lost, I guess, Johnson, but he hasn't done shit all year anyways. Now, it does hurt them that Fuller is out, but they won last week without him. And the way Watson spreads the ball around, man, he just
Well,
this guy's like thrown 28 touchdowns and maybe 5 interceptions for the year. I mean, he's been unreal.
he utilizes the tight ends. He'll dump down to Johnson. Now, is Cooks playing? Because I saw like, was it Kenny Stills left the team or something?
Yes, he got cut. So
Fuller's out.
they had Cooks and
Cooks is probable.
what's the other guy? Cobb, right?
Oh,
Still
yeah,
got
Randall Cobb.
Yeah, still got Cobb. And I don't. Again, he spreads the ball around, so it's not even like they won last week without Fuller. So Chicago to me is a mess. I mean, they're horrible. I mean, Detroit beat them. Detroit. Let that sink in.
Just read that line as you said that.
Detroit, without their 2 biggest weapons, beat Chicago and put a lot of points on them. Chicago supposedly got this good defense, and they got dusted by Detroit. I mean,
So to T-Bone's point here, Houston has played better. They did lose this past weekend, though. You were off there. They lost to Indianapolis.
Oh, that's right.
But honestly, that's the game they should have won. That's when your boy fumbled the ball on the 1-yard line with 10 seconds left in the game or whatever it was.
and that's a playoff team.
Before that, they had a win over Detroit. Before that, win over New England. Before that, a 3-point loss to Cleveland in that terrible weather game in Cleveland.
Yeah, some of those are just.
And before that, a win over Jacksonville. So honestly, they're 3-2 over their last 5 in 2 games. They could easily have been 5-0. Laying the
And Chicago, what's Chicago done? Well, they lost 6 in a row. Is that
I'd
not
say
right?
there's something like 1-5 at the best.
Chicago lost to Detroit, lost to Green Bay, lost to Minnesota, lost to Tennessee, lost to New Orleans,
I mean, they always
lost
are
to
good
the
teams,
lost to the Rams. Their last win was October the 18th by 7 points over Carolina.
That was before Halloween.
Wow.
I think I'm ready to fire. I have been thoroughly convinced here.
Yeah.
Good job, T-Bone. Official House Money Podcast play number 2.
The Texans.
HMP number 2. Houston, we got that at -2, right? Houston -2. Love it. Good pick. Chalkboard?
Well, I feel like in the show so far we've been dancing around these 2 and 3 point spreads, and who's really into all that kind of stuff. Let's get chalky for a minute, guys.
Here we go.
Following your lead from the previous game with the Bears, what about Green Bay and Detroit?
Green Bay at Detroit. Detroit +7.5. Opened at 7.5. Still 7.5. Totals 55. With 66% of the money coming in on Green Bay, I know where you're going here, Chalk.
Well, this is going to be one of those last couple of games where Rodgers is going to be able to play in a dome in nice weather, whip the ball around. Him and Adams have been going crazy. Detroit, like you said, it's like, I think the spread is actually only 7.5 because of that game they just won. This should probably be closer to like 10.
Yeah.
I just feel like, and you were telling me last week, it's like sometimes you got to read the number. If it was like 6.5, then they'd be begging to do whatever. At 7.5, the play is probably the Packers. So I was listening to what you were telling me last week.
Thank you.
So I feel like at the minute, this is at least 10 points.
Yeah, the only thing I see of this, all teams that fire their coaches,
Patricia.
for whatever reason, the teams play better. Detroit goes out and wins last week after Patricia's gone.
I think they blew their wad last week. Now they got curvature of the penis or whatever you were talking about.
Pepperoni-itis.
We'll go with that. Check on that for Z.
So I like the play. I do like the play, but kind of based upon what T-Bone said here, to me, honestly, this is a perfect teaser situation.
I feel like a backdoor cover could be in
You
play.
could take this 7.5 down to 1.5,
Yeah.
and then you take Green Bay minus 1.5. You know they're going to win the game.
Yeah.
But that way you cover. I feel like you cover all your bases as far as I'm concerned. But you just got to find something to pair it with, And there's some other 7-point lines out there.
Oh, yeah.
For some teams that are
It's a
typically
great teaser week.
it is a great teaser week. Some of the other ones. Well, let me segue into my next game, and then I'll show you a perfect teaser situation. So, I got New Orleans.
I knew it.
New Orleans Saints 10-2 straight up,
Love the Saints in this
7-5
game.
against the spread.
Going against Hurts.
Taysom Hill has not played bad for them. The fact that he's a threat to run every play really forces other teams to game plan for him. Against Atlanta, he had 232 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and 83 yards rushing. Thing is, he doesn't have to be great. The New Orleans defense ranks in the top 5 in 4 categories.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what's his name? Sean Payton is just a hell of a coach. Look what he did last year. Bridgewater, 5-0 when Breeze went down last year.
Yeah.
I mean, he just plugs in guys. They have a system.
But Kamara is a stud. I mean, he's explosive. Thomas is getting back in shape. To me, New Orleans is preparing for a playoff run. By the way, at 10-2, are over 10.5 for the season total. We'll cover this weekend. Remember preseason, we had them at over 10.5 total wins.
The Saints come marching in.
And look what they're going against. A rookie quarterback who,
Hold on, T-Bone. Philadelphia 3-8-1 straight up.
curvature of the penis right now.
4-8.
I thought it was a cat.
4-8 against the spread is a dumpster fire. I mean, they got rolled at Green Bay 30-16.
They're getting ready to fire the coach.
Yeah.
This guy won a Super Bowl.
Jalen Hurts looks to be the starter this weekend. While he'll be there, they're missing 5 guys from their defense. 2 defensive backs, a safety, a linebacker, and a defensive tackle. The offense has been terrible all season, ranking 29th in total yards, 28th in passing, 26th in points scored, and 30th in turnovers.
I mean, you stack the line against this team, and Derek Hurts to beat you with his arm. I mean, it's just,
My only concern, New Orleans has covered 5 games in a row. But still, I'll take the Saints -7. And based upon what we were just talking about, teasing this down, if you tease Green Bay down to 1.5 against Detroit, and you tease New Orleans down to 1 against Philadelphia, put whatever you want on it. At -120, that's a winner. That's a winner.
You could have a Merry Christmas.
I like the Saints better to win straight up than I do Green Bay to win straight up. For some reason, Green Bay, I feel like at times they play to the level of their competition and shit, but New Orleans just hurts people.
But the Green Bay ain't going to win straight up. And I tell you what, if you don't want to tease that game, let's roll on to Kansas City at Miami. Now, I don't have a fancy write-up for Kansas City at Miami, but Kansas City at Miami +7. Miami's offense is just
It's
stagnant.
bad. It's bad.
It's just struggled.
Yes.
My only concern here is, does Kansas City going to fly? I talk about it every week. Fly down to Florida and play in that weather, and are they going to be interested in winning this football game?
Are you talking about I hear it's windy in Miami, or just like that it's nice down there right now?
Well, yeah.
they're distracted by everything
I will
else.
say one thing. The Kansas City offense, as explosive as it is, plays into Miami's hands the way they play defense because they stop passing games. They can be run on. So now if Kansas City goes in there and tries to run on them, they might have some success. And they'll have success passing, but that is Miami's strength is their pass defense. So
And you're right. But Kansas City has just more weapons than most teams
And
do.
the thing is, Kansas City, we think they're great. They are great. I mean, they've lost 1 game. But, again, they play down level of competition. They don't blow anybody out.
So I was getting ready to say that. Good segue, T-Bone. The last 3 games, Kansas City's won by 6, by 3, by 4, and by 2. The last 4 games.
So they probably didn't cover any of those, did they? Maybe
Didn't
1 or
cover
3?
any of them.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't like it when it was a hook. Now it's down to 7.
What I like more is these last 3 games teased down.
Exactly.
Because I think what the
Thank
play
you.
is.
That is my point, because you got 3 super
I
favorites
think
here.
this thing stands out to me is if I'm taking any of these teams to actually think that I know, I just think the Saints.
I agree.
The Saints. I think Miami has a puncher's chance. I think
Detroit.
I think Detroit has a little bit of a chance because Green Bay just gets disinterested at times. They've got but the Saints, man, they're like a thrashing machine.
I'm ready to make the Saints a play.
I am too.
T-Bone official. Oh, I'm sorry, Chalkboard. Do you have any love for the Philadelphia Eagles?
I'm good with the Saints.
You gonna set it up? Gonna tee it off?
Official house money pick 3.
The Saints.
Come marching in. He's not used to saying this. What?
I thought he did a good job.
Pass a slip through my hands. It's a UK point guard.
Oh gosh.
Wow.
New Orleans -7.
Don't cross the streams.
New Orleans -7. Play number 3.
Well done, Easy.
All right. So
So how many picks is that now?
That's 3.
that's 3. We're looking for one more. We don't really have
Oh, it
any.
is
25
this
minutes
show.
in.
What?
25 minutes in?
We're gonna tell stories.
I did start the clock a little late. It's 1:45.
He said, "What are we gonna do? Tell stories at the end?" All right.
Kumbaya.
I'm just interested in y'all's take on this. Arizona at the New York Giants. The New York Giants plus 2.5. Kyler Murray is not right, y'all. I don't know if it's a shoulder or what it is.
I think we talked about that. Is it a rotator cuff? It's something like that in his.
Well, what I don't get is he's only ran the ball like 5 times in the last 3 games.
Right, you would think with the shoulder he'd be running all over the place, a la Lamar last year, but I don't know. Maybe they're.
I don't think he can get hit.
Yeah, early in the year he was deadly. To your point, I mean he was up for MVP. Yeah, the accuracy, the running was just scary. I mean, yeah, he's obviously.
So I don't know who's paying attention to the Giants, but the Giants have quietly won 4 games in a row here.
They have made giant strides.
Yeah, and before that they lost to.
So it'll work on Saturday.
So let's see. The Giants beat Seattle. They beat Cincinnati. They beat Philadelphia. They beat Washington. They lost to Tampa Bay. And before that, they lost to 1 to Philadelphia. They beat Washington again. The Giants, y'all, they getting points here. Somebody tell me what am I missing?
Well, maybe it's because Daniel Jones is probably out. You got to go with Colt McCoy. I don't know how much difference that makes. It's their defense is so. I mean, my God, they might hurt Murray in this game. Actually,
I was going to say
the defensive was pretty.
Well, and something we didn't talk about. I think he'll play, but Hopkins was questionable. He's got some sort of neck thing going on.
Wow.
He never misses, so I expect him to play. But I
think for some reason Vegas still doesn't like the Giants. I think Arizona's got this, just this something about them that it's not nothing to do with fact right now because they're not playing that great.
No,
hell, they'll slip to 6-6 if they lose this game.
Yeah.
Well, to your point, the
money's not even much better than the Giants.
The money's almost even. It's 51-49. I mean, it's.
You're talking about cold, miserable type weather in New York.
Right.
Warm weather team going there, a guy banged up, going against a ferocious defense.
Well, and that running back that stepped in from Barkley, Wayne
Gallman.
Yeah, he's been
Clemson. Yeah, he's actually
Gallman's been balling.
Well. Yeah, I mean,
I feel like we're not. I don't know if anybody's going to say it, but I feel like we're sort of G-men leaning a little bit as well.
No
the
doubt.
table feels.
I mean, let's put this on the burner now and see what else is out there because I'm definitely.
Coach is another Belichick.
Disciple?
Disciple. Actually looks like he's getting it, just like Flores at Miami. So,
so think of the Giants, like next year if you get back, Barkley and you get that defense playing, I mean, they could in the future.
And we talked about numbers, right? So this moved off 3. That would suggest Arizona and down to 2.5. That would suggest the Giants, and that's where it's sitting at is 2.5.
Right.
And I think Vegas is trying to, to the average Joe Public guy out there who just pops in one particular week and
you just come across this line, you're like,
yeah,
honey, I need the grocery money because I'm going big on Arizona.
Exactly. They just remember the Hail Mary that Murray threw a couple weeks ago, and
you remove that, they would have only been like 1-4 or something.
Yeah. So, to your point, they would be.
And it took a miraculous play with no time left.
They'd be 5-6 right now. 5-6. So yeah, they're definitely trending in the wrong direction.
I'll be honest with you. I know we have three picks here. Is there anything else out there that kind of?
What about?
I know now that Welcome Back TBone is in the house. I can't talk y'all into the Jets plus the 13.5. But wow, Seattle looks terrible.
Yeah, they do not look good.
I saw something that said Russ burnt his hand cooking, and now it's like, it was actually kind of clever.
That is a lot of points. I mean, hell, it's almost, 14.5.
I know a guy that'd probably take
14.5.
these 3-7 things and then tease up the Jets to 20.5.
It seems like a lot.
Wait.
I mean,
What about Dallas, Cincinnati? Anything there?
I'm done with Dallas.
you're talking about just two decimated teams that just try to finish out the string. I mean,
yeah, that's bad.
I think what about this the Washington football team at the Niners?
Yeah, I saw that. I was going to say that.
That's a hard game.
Hard game to call.
That's a hard game.
Is San Francisco really going to lose another home game? I mean, oh man. But I like Washington, to be honest with you. If I'm, you're getting a field goal.
That's a weird line. That is a weird line.
Washington's got a pretty ferocious defense themselves.
Washington has weapons.
Of course, the bad thing is I think that running back's out.
Gibson.
So, yeah, I think Gibson's out. So
Opens up the door for
Alex Smith.
Opens up the door for one of our famous past crystal balls. McKessic's going to get 15 catches.
I don't know.
He dumps to him all the time. Did you see Alex Smith's leg bleeding the other day?
Yes.
The guy in the cleat kicked him or stepped on him, whatever. Dude, there's blood just gush out. And they're like, it's the other leg. It's like, this man can't catch a break.
What about Minnesota, Tampa Bay?
Well, see, this is another one of those lines that is in perfect teaser territory, but it seems like a lot. I mean, Minnesota, I know Tampa Bay's coming off the bye, which helps, but man, Minnesota, they're so inconsistent.
Yeah, but they've been heading down again. They were going up for a little bit, but then they kind of, Tampa Bay. Of course, Tampa Bay is so weird. I mean, you don't know what injuries they had to the receivers. One day, I can't keep up with them either. But
I would say just to touch every game on the sheet. Atlanta and the Chargers.
No.
Anything?
No.
But now Julio's out. I liked Atlanta until Julio went out. Atlanta's so much better when
Maybe
Julio
some Charger
plays.
resentment in the room.
So, I think we got enough to go with.
Yeah.
We got a couple of games over here.
So we got two games on the burner. We got the Indianapolis Colts -3, and we got the New York Giants plus the 2.5.
What about Buffalo? It's looking like a choice cut, people.
And we got Buffalo.
You're supposed to tease it.
I'd rather not go off against Buffalo against the loss. Excuse me. I'd rather not go on Buffalo against Pittsburgh off a loss.
Okay.
Yeah, because I feel like somewhere it'll get picked up in the show. So
Screw Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
They have no control over the ass whipping they get ready to
it
go.
almost reminds me if you're ever watching a Morgan Freeman movie.
There ain't going to be no Mike Tomlin little quirky sayings after this game to save their ass. But go ahead. What else do we have on the menu?
I feel like the most uniform thing seemed to be the Giants.
Oh, Mike Tomlin, he says such whatever things. Whatever. Yeah, whatever, dude.
Morgan Freeman, just this voiceover in the background.
All right. The Colts -3. Wouldn't you rather not root
Yes,
against?
I'm good with that. I just, like I say.
How about the Giants? Chalkboard, official House Money podcast play number 4.
The G-Men.
Number 4, the New York Giants plus the 2.5. Great job. I'm in. All right. Crystal ball predictions last week. Denzel Mims, wide receiver, New York Jets. Chalkboard, how'd he do?
I really need to go back and watch the end of the show because although he didn't score a touchdown, he did catch a 2-point conversion. So he did find the end zone. I just don't know if I called it a touchdown or if he'd be in the end zone. So we're gonna call that a half win.
A half win.
It's gonna get an asterisk, but he was in pay
It's a
dirt.
cloudy crystal ball.
No doubt.
So anyway, appreciate you, Denzel, doing what you do. This week, where that was a little bit of an obscure pick, I'm going with a bigger name. I think he's going to get his first, he's going to find the end zone for the first time this season. 5th game with the team, Antonio Brown.
There you
Tampa
go.
Bay, I think he's in a good spot. They've got a really good 4 games left. They play the Falcons twice, the Vikings this week. I think they're going to try to get the passing game a little bit better for Brady. I think this is a good spot for him to get the first score. or 2-point conversion of the season.
Antonio Brown. There you go, chalkboard. TBone, choice cut last week. Tennessee -5.5.
Oh.
Woo!
Woo, what is my record for the year? I got to look that up. It's like 5-8.
5-8.
At the fingertips.
Sitting right here, matter of fact.
I don't know if he'd have had it that fast if you were 8-5. 5-8 though, he was quick.
See, you hear the rustling of papers if I was 8-5.
Let me look that up.
Who you got this week, Doc?
Wow. Buffalo Bills.
Imagine that.
Feeling it. Pittsburgh is a paper champion.
Buffalo -2.
Circling the wagons, eh?
Yeah, I think this is the best Bills team in a long time. I think they're
Well, obviously because of New England's dominance, but I want to say it was probably the Kelly years, right? The last time they won the division and have been Thurman Thomas, K-Gun, all that.
Yep.
There you go. All right. Well, please subscribe to us on YouTube or iTunes, SoundCloud, however you listen to the show. We're on Twitter at House Money Pod. Chalkboard.
Chalkboard can still be located at Chalkboard, CHALKBORED_HM.
Yes, sir. Facebook and Instagram. Please rate and review the show. As always, shout out to our executive producer, Z-Man, holding it down. We got Z on full. We got him on obviously, we're having technical difficulties this week and last. So, Z, we appreciate you doing the best you can for us. We really do.
Good looking out, Z.
All right, fellas. Final words, week 14. Anybody?
good to be back. I think it's an exciting slate of games this week. There's some good games here, and can't wait to get into the weekend.
It's good to have you back. Should go without saying. This is basically the final home stretch.
Yeah, what was our record for the year? We got to pull this
I
up.
don't know.
We got to pull it.
It was like 3 games over 500 or something. I don't know.
Well, it hasn't been a great year, but, it's just been so crazy this year. I appreciate y'all showing up every week and putting in the effort, really.
This is the stretch run right here. This is it. This is the runs can push over the top.
A guy was messing with me, took a shot at our season record and said, you guys are hanging your head on that choice cut. So it's like, that's where
You guys probably got pepperoni-itis. The hell's he?
Firm handshake, though.
On that note, week 14, we're House Made Podcast. We're out.